Good afternoon, everybody. I'm Kevin McMahill. I'm the Undersheriff for the Las Vegas Metropolitan Police Department, and I am going to be providing you an update this afternoon on the Route 91 Music Festival mass murder. To date, we have run down well more than 1,000 leads in this investigation. While some of it has helped create a better profile into the madness of this suspect, we do not still have a clear motive or reason why. I can assure you that we are aware of all aspects of this case, to include the rumor, innuendo, and supposition by many in the public. And I get it. We all want answers. We have looked at everything, literally, to include the suspect's personal life, any political affiliation, his social behaviors, economic situation, and any potential radicalization that so many have claimed. We're also aware, of course, that ISIS has repeatedly claimed responsibility, which today I can tell you that we have no known nexus to. We have been down each and every single one of these paths trying to determine why, to determine who else may have known of these plans. We will continue to investigate each and every one of these areas, as well as all the tips and leads that continue to come in. We must remain focused solely on truth and fact. It's very easy to assume. We're collectively working with the FBI and many other partners to try to get there. At this time, I'll tell you again that we have no credible information to report to you as to motivation. We will not stop, and we'll keep you up to date as anything develops on that. I will tell you, though, that all of the rumor and speculation has not been helpful to our investigation. In the past, terror attacks or mass murder incidents, motive was made very clear in most of those cases, by a note that was left, by a social media post, by a telephone call that was made, by investigators mining computer data. Today, in our investigation, we don't have any of that uncovered. I wish we did. We will and are continuing to investigate with great tenacity and hope to arrive at an answer. We reported in the media yesterday that we found the missing Hyundai Tucson with Nevada plate 114 Baker 40. It was in the Reno residence that we did a search warrant on. Just a communication issue that we didn't know about it when we reported it to you. Most of you also now know the name of the Mandalay Bay security guard who you've all named in the media, and I'll just reaffirm to you that Jesus Campos is a true hero. I can tell you now just a little bit more that I know about what he did that particular day. We now know that he was dispatched to what they call a door alarm on the 32nd floor. He went up there to investigate the open door, and as he was doing his job diligently, he came under fire by our suspect. As you know, he was struck in the leg. He turned around and retreated. He notified his dispatch, which was absolutely critical to us knowing the location, as well as advising the responding officers as they arrived on that 32nd floor. I can tell you that this was a remarkable effort by a brave and remarkable man. I want to say today that I don't think we've done a good enough job recognizing him and his actions, and for that I apologize. I just want to take the moment and clear the record that he's an absolute hero. There's also a couple of questions that have continued to come in regards to this tannerite and what materials that we had. You all know we've given you this information about where we found the tannerite in the vehicle. Tannerite is a binary explosive, meaning that it's composed of two substances. We also had a significant amount of that tannerite as a finished product, and we had two chemicals of ammonium nitrate and aluminum powder that, when combined, make the finished product of tannerite. Sorry to tell you, I don't know what he was going to do with all of that tannerite. I wish I did, and we continue to try to find that information out. There's a couple of things before I take any questions from you, however. First and foremost is that our partner, Special Agent in Charge, Aaron Rouse, has some information about a new media plan that the FBI has launched and I would like him to explain exactly what that is. Mr. Rouse?
Thank you, Undersheriff. I'm very pleased to announce that Clear Channel Local here in Las Vegas has partnered with the Metropolitan Police and with the FBI to reach as many people as we possibly can. We're starting an information campaign seeking true knowledge as to what happened in the events leading up to and involving this incident. The billboards will be displayed throughout the Las Vegas area. They will have the badge of the Metropolitan Police and the seal of the FBI on it, along with the terms, if you know something, say something, along with a phone number, which we've agreed will be 1-800-CALL-FBI. This is critical for us. As the Undersheriff mentioned, we have not stopped, we will not stop until we have the truth. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Rouse. And next up, I would like to have the Chair of the Clark County Commission, Steve Sisolak, come up and provide you some additional information as well.
Thank you, Undersheriff, and I appreciate you all being here. And in the past 4 days, we've had numerous names assigned to this event, this tragedy. And for official purposes and in the future, after consultation with the coroner, our first report is coming out this afternoon. The official name that which this tragedy will be referred to will be the number 1 October. So the digit 1 October will be the official name listed on all reports and investigations moving forward on this incident. Thank you all very much.
With that, I'll take a couple of questions.
Is there any indication? Can you expand on the misinformation? There's a lot of rumors online, and how that may hinder the proper investigation.
Yeah, listen, I mean, we have a responsibility as law enforcement organizations to run down each and every lead, to debunk them, to determine whether there's any validity to those leads. And so, as I told you, we have a significant number of those. The investigative effort is massive. We continue to do it, but rumor and supposition doesn't help. And so those true tips and leads of things that people know are imperative to this investigation. But just because you think you know something doesn't necessarily mean that you do. If you have factual information that you can provide us in regards to this investigation, it would be helpful to us. Thank you.
I understand that motive is still unclear. However, can you confirm that investigators, while recovering these numerous electronic devices and cameras, they may have recovered a video in which the suspect may have alluded to his motive, or any type of video regarding the shooting?
I'm not aware that we've recovered any such video.
Undersheriff, have you been able to resolve the question of whether he had any help, or whether there was an accomplice, or can you eliminate the question of whether you are specifically trying to find somebody else?
Okay, the question is, can we confirm whether there's an accomplice or not? I can tell you this: we're very confident that there was not another shooter in that room. What I cannot confirm to you today, and what we continue to investigate, is whether anybody else may have known about this incident before he carried it out. You're going to have to speak up. I'm sorry.
Concerning the question of tannerite, what it's being used for, was there any indication that anything was found beneath his vehicles or his home, that there was a chance this guy was putting together IEDs with shrapnel, with containers, or anything else like this, or was this just a standardized package that's normally sold?
Right. The question is about the tannerite that we found and whether we believe he was trying to make it into an IED. I can tell you we found it in the condition that it was, and it did not resemble an IED.
I don't know if you guys talked about this or not, but in the video of the Mandalay Bay, have you reviewed all that to see if somebody else came with him or all those days prior?
The question is, have we reviewed the video from the Mandalay Bay? I can tell you that there's voluminous amounts of video from many different locations. We have reviewed it, and we have not located any other person that we believe to be a suspect at this point.
Was there any indication that someone else used his card key to get into his room while he left the hotel?
The question is do we know that anybody else used a room key for the hotel room, and we do not believe that happened.
Undersheriff, do we know?
Can you comment on whether the shooter had any mental health diagnoses, whether the reports he's taking Valium or another medication?
The question is about the medical status. That is another aspect of the investigation we're keenly interested in, and we're continuing to investigate that.
Are you looking at whether he was...
Go ahead, sir.
On the timeline, so the security officer tells
he was shot at 10:18. That's when he tells you he was shot. When was he shot?
I can give you the exact time off the timeline off camera. I don't remember. I don't have it in front of me as we sit here. I'll be clear about the timeline, right? What the sheriff and I have both explained to you at different times is information that we had initially. We went back and reconciled it with what was on the body-worn camera as well as what was in our computer-aided dispatch, the CAD data. And so all of that timeline that we represented to you is what we have to the best of our knowledge today. I'm sorry I cut you off, ma'am.
Okay, I was just wondering, are you looking into the question of whether he was kind of obsessed with the month of October since he bought the guns in October and his lawsuit was dismissed in October?
I can tell you that our investigation is focused, I'm sorry, the question is, are we looking specifically at the month of October? The answer to that is we are looking at every aspect from birth to death of this suspect in this case.
So just to go back to the security guard, are you able to tell us what time the alarm went off on the 32nd floor and why it was going off? And is there any, is it at all possible that the security guard was shot before Paddock was firing into the crowd?
So you have a two-part question, is what time did the suspect go up, or I'm sorry, the security officer arrive to check the door and why? The question, or the answer is that the door alarm went off, indicating that the door was ajar. So the officer was dispatched up to check that specific time. We have it. I don't know what it is. And I'm sorry, your second question?
Is it possible that he was shot before Paddock was even firing?
The question is, was the security officer shot before the suspect was shooting into the crowd? The answer to that is yes, we believe he was shot. That we believe that he was shooting into the crowd, and then the security officer was shot during that event. I'm taking two more. Go ahead.
The percentage of injuries, I know we had discussed this earlier. Do we know how many people were actually shot versus the trampling injuries or anything else?
That's a question that you're going to, question is, how many people were shot versus other trampling injuries? As you well know, the number that we continue to look at both for dead and injured, and we still have obviously critically injured people in the hospitals. You notice I'm not giving you a number because that number continues to change every day. People are being discharged from the hospital, and I'll let the coroner answer those questions because he's best provided to give you the information in regards to whether somebody received a gunshot wound or another type of wound.
Just to clarify a report about a key being used, his room key being used when his car was out of the garage. Did that happen?
The question is, was his vehicle being used while his room key? Was his vehicle out of the garage while his room key was being used? I'm not aware of that information, sir, no. Last question.
I thought you might address this at the beginning, so do it at the end. Well, maybe 22,000 people have belongings there. When are they going to get it back? When are they going to, maybe the FBI and Metro can tell us?
Yeah, so we've answered that question a couple of times, Ken, but the question is, when are people going to be able to get their property back? As you can imagine, we have thousands of pieces of property that were left on the field that particular day. We are diligently working to find how it is that we can appropriately document the evidence where it lay and catalog it, collect it, and then find the mechanism to get that back to the people that actually own it. I believe we're still probably about 4 days away from allowing that to happen. And the final thing I'd just like to close out by saying to you that it's really imperative that the listening public have a very clear understanding that there are still a number of people out there that know that something looked out of place. Someone may have been acting suspiciously that night or in the years prior, the months prior. Somebody that may have seen something or knows something, much to like the FBI SAC mentioned. If you know something, you need to say something. Please provide that information to us at that 1-800-CALL-FBI, and we'll continue to update you as this investigation continues. Thank you very much.